panic disorder, rage, severe depression. On top of all that, I'm stressing. Took a blind date to my therapy session and then tried to kill her. Her first impression was I'm groovy, I need a lumbotomy. But when I press play, trouble leaves up out of me. Fuck the real world and my fat ass stuck in. Cause in my music, hotties are fucking expression. Getting out all I wrote, depression, ripping out all your throat. And if my hearing was ever to go, mass murder would be inevitable.
Welcome back to another episode of Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy, as always, walking in through the red mist with my poltergeist beside me. I picture you, my woman, as a guiding light leading me down paths of glory. I am helpless until I pick my harvest out here, giggity, where they prey with snakes. My co-host, though, you could find him naked in my cellar as we perform a sexorcism while rolling around hot and Sataned.
Oh my.
He was looking for his beloved online, but ended up getting a strip search naked in front of a computer. Oof. Bad boy. He wants to know your face, though, as the beast is yet to come. Motherfucking Chancy Greif.
Hi.
It never gets old.
And that's the fucking point. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you may recognize the voice you're hearing besides Chancy's famous laugh and my own. And that, of course, is our guest this week. As our guest we were supposed to have backed out last minute. But we are glad to have Shana come on because she's always a fun guest and she's been a regular on our brackets lately. What can I say? But we are happy to have her here, and welcome, Shana. Welcome back.
I am what they call a frequent flyer.
Or habitual offender. Either or.
Depends on the offense. Are you the offended or the offendee?
Neither.
I have a feeling you're more the offendee, Shana. But
I'm typically the offender.
Yeah, she's usually she's more than typically the offender.
Yes, my English is all types of fucked as always. But it happens, people. It happens. And yes, folks, this is a special episode. It's a 5-album extravaganza. Because why not? And because we had a couple episodes where guests backed out and we had CDs already picked, so we said, fuck it. We have the CDs. We listened to some of them. We listened to the rest of them this week, and we're going to get them all done so we can clean out our freaking history here and move on to our next guest next week, which just messaged them today. We'll see what they're going to bring. But first things first, Shana, what CD did you bring when you were asked to bring one this time?
One of my favorite bands, like I've told many, many people, Mumford Sons is like in my top 5. I would say they're number 3, and I brought their album Delta.
Caught behind those burning eyes, tangled up in morning white. Do you ever really know? Can you ever really know? Woman, watch her take me by surprise when she lets me call her mine.
And does the CD mean something to you personally, or is it just a favorite?
I have been really into like indie music for a long time, and there's just something about the songs on this album that just kind of resonate with me. Like, I find albums and I kind of circulate through, an album or a band's catalog like different times in my life, and different albums kind of speak to me at different times. So this one is it's always spoken to me, but as an entire album, this one really hits home for me right now.
All right. And maybe we'll find out more about that why in your top 5. But Chancy, what did you think of Shana's album?
I quite enjoyed it, actually. It was not too dissimilar from an album I had chose
I noticed
last week. Just by happenstance, more than anything. I was just trying to find something that would match up with that guest's album that they had chose. And it just so happens to match kind of with what Shana chose. So, I mean, bluegrass isn't necessarily my favorite thing in the world, but I always enjoy good music when I hear it. And I definitely enjoyed the album. It kind of, I can definitely understand how it have sentimental meaning to individuals at certain points in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a lover of music too, but
let me have it, Jeremy. Let me have it.
You don't gotta beg, but I mean, I can't say Mumford Sons is exactly music I enjoy. I found a top 5, no problem. But just I literally listened to my way home from work, and I was just like literally singing in the car, like, "There's not enough drugs in the world. There's not enough fucking drugs in the world for this." Like, I'm like, I would need every drug in the world put together to maybe be able to like this music. Maybe.
And that's what's amazing about this show. Like, I ended up listening to 2 bands this week that I'd never heard of. Well, 4 bands, honestly, this week that I'd never heard of. And 2 of them, of the albums that were given to us, made it onto my Spotify liked list, like the entire album. So, and they're 2 bands I never would have been introduced to if it weren't for you guys.
I find it kind of funny you didn't know one of them and not.
Which is awesome, because she's the one who initially made the quote about how awesome this show is because it introduces people to fucking music. Double dip.
Yep.
What's up?
Well, I mean, you can double dip when we get off the show, Chancy. I'll let Casey know you're coming, but because the beast is yet to come. But
okay, first off, you.
But no, I mean, Mumford Sons. I've always known the fucking name. I've always heard of them, but I can't say I could ever pick one of their songs out of a fucking like radio station.
Right.
And still couldn't. But they just sound like a lot of other bands out there that are like soft rock. And I mean, some of their stuff I could dig to a certain degree, but most of them it's like, oh my god, someone needs to go like you ever seen that meme on Facebook of like when the Bee Gees are trying to record "Staying Alive" and they're not getting the voices right, so the guy behind the booth goes over and just knees the lead singer in the balls a couple times to get him to sing a little higher. And
no,
it's a funny meme, but are real. But like someone needs to go piss Mumford Sons off so they start singing more angrily. That's my opinion. But
not everybody needs to be angry. I mean, yeah, there's bands out there that you are your go-to when you need anger and you need to, release and have that cathartic experience. And then there's bands out there like Mumford and Sons for me when I need to connect with my emotions and, take it back to the softer side. I'm not exclusively one type of music fan or another. And I don't know. I don't discount a band simply because their type of music is not up my alley. Like, I'll give any music a chance.
Oh, I will too. That's why I started this fucking show to begin with and drag Chancy into it. But kicking and screaming.
Yeah, yeah, kicking and screaming. I just had to twist my fucking arm. I tell you what.
But yeah, I mean, I just see. I can't see when I would need Mumford Sons in my life. I guess maybe if I want people to leave a party I'm throwing, or maybe if I want to fall asleep, then yeah, Mumford Sons would be good for those occasions. But other than that, I can't say I would ever actually put one of them in my liked on Spotify. Like, I just couldn't.
And that's fine. That's totally fine. And you may just, Mumford and Sons may not be your cup of tea, but sometime in the future, you may hear a song by them that resonates with you at that particular moment. And you may be like, you know what? Okay, I may not like Mumford and Sons, but I like this song. And, that's kind of what this show's about too, is, like, I don't like 90% of the shit that goes on here, but I'm still going to give it a shot. And like I said, usually when I listen to the show, I get a couple of songs, like I write down your guys' top fives and I go check them out. And I put them on my list if I like them. If I don't, I flip you off for wasting 5 minutes of my time and I move on about my day.
Or sometimes with certain albums we bring on, it's a good 10 minutes. But
yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. If you guys recommend a song that's 10 minutes long and I'm 5 minutes in and I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, I'm skipping. Like, I'm moving on.
No,
I'm not listening to a song longer than it takes me to take a dump.
Oh. Well, one, you need to enjoy your jumps. You need to enjoy your dumps a little longer. But
I
two,
go in there to shit and stink, not sit and think.
Why not both? But see, one, I'm gonna pull a CL Brown right now and be like, "Give me back my crown and my fucking wand. This is my damn show." But don't tell me why I started my show. But it's just, I go into every album I listen to for this show completely open. Trust me, completely open, because it's my job, kind of. I don't get paid for it, but it's my damn job. And sometimes I was just like, I go in, like a lot of Chancy CDs, I go in being like, oh God, what now? And then all of a sudden it's like, what is this? Why am I enjoying it so? And it's happened. Dogfish and Disco. But I will say, it was a relaxing drive home because of this music, but just, I so wanted to just turn it off and put on my music. So wanted to, but I was just like, no, get through it, damn it. And I did.
And we're proud of you.
Yay, cookies from me. But Shana, what were your top 5 for your CD?
So do you want me to start at number 5 and go to number 1 like we typically do?
Yep.
Yep, that's the way we typically do it.
All right. So number 5, I had Forever. I like the feel, like not necessarily the music itself or the lyrics. I just like the overall feel that it gives me. And it's the same with The Wild. Is my number 4. And then number 3 is Picture You.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we match.
Number 2, October Skies.
No, we don't.
There is something about October Skies that just, I don't know. It's one of those songs that resonates with me, even though I can't put my finger specifically on why. It's something about the emotion that it provokes, not so much about the lyrics itself or anything like that. But just the emotion that it evokes from me. And then my number 1 is Woman, because it's my song. It's probably top 10 favorite songs of all time. It's just a beautiful, beautiful song.
All right. So yeah, we matched on 1, so there you go. But Chancy Pants, what were your top 5?
Number 5 for me was Beloved.
Ooh, good one.
Number 4 was Forever. Number 3 was Picture of You. Number 2 was Rose of Sharon.
Ooh, good
and
one.
Number 1 for me was Slip Away.
Good choice.
We matched on 2 and 3, buddy. But there you go. If I had more, if my wife didn't drink my damn nips, I would be doing shots for each one time we match. But goddamn wife. But my top 5 for the CD, and like I almost didn't think I was gonna get a top 5, but then it just happened. But because the first couple songs, I was just like, oh my god, this is like slow torture. But my number 5 was Guiding Light.
Ooh, that is a good one.
It seemed religious almost, but like I didn't take it that way. Like I could kind of sense they wanted it to be like a religious song, like a God song, but like I just didn't take it that way. When I started taking it that way, then like halfway, I'm like, I could see this in another light.
I like the way that they do that song too. It is ambiguous, where you can take it in a religious connotation, or you can have it have a different meaning. It's not so specific that someone is like, that is a religious song. So I definitely like that about that song.
And are they Jewish? I could swear I heard like Jewish references in there.
Irish.
Well, weird. But number 4 was Woman, because that song did make me think about my wife.
It's a
Like, so
beautiful song. Love
it
that
is.
song.
It is, and yeah. Number 3 was Picture You, because that also made me think about my wife. See, that's a lot of these are gonna be because they made me think about my wife. So And yes, folks, I'm actually talking about my wife in a good way for once in this show. Going to heaven, but
She's got to be a saint.
it goes both ways. Trust me. But number 2 was Rose of Sharon, because I did hear the Irish in that, and I was like, ooh, the Scottish part of me loves this.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 was Beloved, because it made me think of my wife. And it was just a beautiful song about finding your beloved. And it also made me think of whiskey. Just saying.
I did have an honorable mention.
Oh, well, yeah, you should have said that.
I had 42 on there as my honorable mention.
Oh, the first song? I didn't. That's the one of the ones I was like, oh my God, no. Like,
Like, she signed me up for this shit again.
I enjoyed the last one better even. The freaking, who the fuck was it?
Lumineers.
Lumineers, yeah. I enjoyed that one a little more even. So yeah. At least that one
Lumineers
was
is my
more.
number 1 band. This one is my number 3.
I mean, Lumineers was a little more upbeat at least. But
Yeah.
this one
They have other albums that are out that are a little bit more banjo heavy and a little, more upbeat and tempo and everything, and those are fun. I looked really, really hard to see if I could find a live album that had all of my favorite songs on there, but I kind of felt like that was cheating.
Oh, Chancy did it with War, so.
War.
And I like War, but I couldn't understand a fucking word they were saying because it was live. So
I loved
yes.
in Empire Records when the dude's obsessed with Guar.
Guar's the best, though, man.
Very theatrical.
Oh, well, I mean, one of the bands we're going to be talking about today is kind of a copy of War, but we'll get into that. But, so that concludes Shana CD. Chancy, what was the more redneckish CD you brought forth for us on this 5-album episode?
So the name of the album is Western Expansion by a band called Jared and the Mill.
Night to be here in our youth. Stress has got the best of me. A party's all I really need. Let's make the calls and meet at someone's pad. The friends are good, the booze is too. I finally sit and talk to you and find all the things in common that we have. Tomorrow we'll talk about the things that we wish we didn't do. Cause it's a perfect night to be here in our youth.
I saw this band live.
Why? Oh, I can't.
So like I was dating this girl for a very long time, and she broke up with me, and it's part of how I ended up in Des Moines in the first place, which is kind of like, the city where everything happens at and whatnot.
My town.
I decided on a whim that I was going to go out and I was going to go see a show because I hadn't seen a live show in a while. And the location was the Vaudeville Muse. I loved their sound. Their acoustics it was amazing there.
Uh-huh.
And paid for a ticket for me and a ticket for my ex, just in case she decided she was going to show. We were still talking, but broke up. But she never showed, but I saw that band, and that band just kind of like, they were touring that album, and just a lot of the songs on the album just kind of got me in my feels, as the kids would say these days.
All right. Well, Shanna, as our guest, what did you think of this album?
This was right up my alley, like right up my redneck loving alley. Um, this was one of the albums that I ended up putting the entire album on my Spotify liked list, and then I actually went out seeking more music from them, and that's what I spent my day doing, was listening. And so
Nice.
hats off to you, Chancy, for introducing me to a new band that, is, like I said, right up my proverbial redneck alley. Like the banjos, the folky, just the whole feel, the vibe of it. I absolutely loved it.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Nice.
Very much so.
Nice.
And I'd never heard of them, even through sometimes when you're listening to Spotify, feel free to sponsor us. Anywho, moving on. You know how you can hit the enhanced feature and it'll play bands that are like the ones that are on your like list? Never even came up. And I've got
Yeah.
shit on there like Need to Breathe and Mumford and Sons and Judah and the Lion and all of that stuff. And it never came up. Somebody's nose is whistling. Someone's got a nose booger.
Was it me? That's fucking weird.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You couldn't hear it?
I heard it,
No?
but it's gone now. I mean, and
That's weird.
it's not
Between
me.
between nose boogers and raw bacon smells, I'm having a day. It's a day.
Yeah, must be a day here. But personally, like this album on the episode we originally were going to do with it, out of the two albums that weren't mine, on that episode, this is the better one of the two. That's for sure. But
that's not saying much, kid. Come on now.
But I actually enjoyed this. I enjoyed this album to some degree. Actually, I did. I mean, there were some songs where I was like, "Gonna go down to Bama, find my sister, and hit the bedroom." But there's other songs where I was like, "All right, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. I can dig this. It's more rocky than country. I can dig that." But I don't know. I honestly, I don't remember the CD too much because I listened to it like March 18th or March 17th, so like 10, 11 days ago for the episode I was supposed to be on, and I didn't have time today to listen to 5 fucking CDs. So I already had 2 done, thankfully, and one of them was mine, so I know that one by heart. But I mean, I know I enjoyed them. I believe I listened to them on my way to work that day, and I did enjoy them. Like they were actually not bad for a ride to work. So kudos, Chancy. You actually made me almost dig some country. I'm not gonna say I heard any of them on Spotify.
I wouldn't call it country though.
It's
it's folk. It's folk. It's like bluegrass folk music.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to know the story behind Jared in this mill, but is it where he lost his virginity or what? Like,
I don't know. It's a good band though.
They're not bad. They're not bad. Can't say I'd pay to see them live, but if someone took me, I can't say I would turn down the ticket. But I mean, it's just one of those things.
I would buy the ticket. Like I would go online. I would pay Ticketmaster prices.
There are so many other.
Take the ride.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Put it this way: if I'm buying a girl ticket to this band, she better take the ride. But
Jesus Christ.
But I mean,
for all the ladies listening, just because he spends money doesn't mean you have to say yes.
Hey. I took my first girlfriend to see Dashboard Confessionals and paid for the fucking tickets. You better believe I got a ride that night. But because you couldn't pay me to go to see them fucking again. Oh my God, fucking horrible. But never heard of them until that point either, and I never wanted to hear them again. Gold digging horse she was. But moving on. Chancy, your CD, what were your top 5?
Number 5 for me was Wrecking Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 was In Our Youth. Number 3 was Love to Be Found.
I have that as number 4.
Number 2 was Breathe Me In.
Samesies.
And number 1 was Just For Now.
Motherfucker, you just ruined it. We literally had all the same songs until you got to number 1. Not in the same order, but we had all the same songs, so you got number one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That song kicks me in the dick every time I hear it.
What's that, Casey? You're coming to do that now? Okay. But Shana, what were your top 5 on Chancy's first CD?
I had an honorable mention. I had Know Your
Ooh.
Face.
Yeah,
That was my honorable mention too.
Yeah. Number 5 was Tailwind.
that's a good one.
4, Love to Be Found.
Mm,
Number 3, Ides of Fall.
Yeah.
2, Breathe Me In.
mm.
And 1, Western Expansion.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right. Well, for Chancy CD here, and I'm not gonna say for a second I remember the fucking reasons why, but I didn't write notes for it like I usually do. I don't know why, but I mean, I usually do it while I'm driving, and I'm like writing notes on my phone while I'm driving. It's always fun, but especially when you start mistyping everything. But as I said, my honorable mention was Know Your Face. Number 5 was Western Expansion. Number 4 was Wrecking Ball, and when I first saw it come up, I was like, "Oh God, not a version of that horrible Taylor Swift song." Or
It's Miley Cyrus.
They're all the same. But number 3 was Breathe Me In. Though when I heard that song, when I saw the name of that song, I was kind of picturing like if your significant other dies and like you get them cremated and like you're breathing in their ashes.
Okay.
I watched My Strange Addiction where they ate their ashes. Like they would like they'd lick their finger and stick it in the ashes and then eat it. And like in the course of like a year, she'd eaten like 2 pounds of ashes.
Like Cartman when he drank Henny's ashes. But number 2 was Love to Be Found, because I remember that song was I liked how romantic it was. And number 1 was In Our Youth, because that was a damn good song. I remember that song. That was a damn good song. And the things I did in my youth. Yeah, I brought back memories. So overall, not a bad CD, Chance-a-Lot. You've done worse.
I definitely enjoyed it. So thank you for the introduction to them, to Jared and the Mill.
Yeah, which I don't know. That's not what I thought it was called originally, and then I looked up today and I was like, oh, it is called that. Okay. Like I thought it was called like Jared and Mill. Like I thought Mill was some guy's name.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. But yeah, it's a lot better than the other country album that our guest was gonna bring on. God help us. We'll have to send that to Shana just so she can laugh at it. But because it was actually the guest album.
Oh, goody. Can't wait.
Oh, goody's the fucking word right there. But well, I think it's time to go to another side of country here, you could say. And I decided to bring forth on this one because, someone wants me to do country, and I try not to laugh at them. And then I bring forth the only thing I listen to that is country, and that's country rap. And it was either going to be this artist I brought forth, or it was going to be Moonshine Bandits. But I was like, I really don't know Moonshine Bandits well enough to pick a CD. I'd have to listen to like all their CDs to pick a CD. So I'm like, let's bring this CD. Let's bring the first CD by this artist I love. We're going to bring Boondox's The Harvest.
A tisket, a tasket, the scarecrow's out his casket. Turn out the lights and lock the door, praying that he passes.
A vision of the dead in the inbred or backwoods. Motherfucker born inside a tool shed. Mama never loved me, never paid me no attention.
And yes, for all people on this show that know me, Boondox was a Psychopathic Records artist under Insane Clown Posse, and he is now with Twisted under Magic Ninja Entertainment. And his stuff just gets better and better as he gets older. He's probably got 8 or 9 CDs out at this point. And he has he's part of the Underground Avengers rap group. He's got another name he goes by, Turncoat Dirty. So, I mean, he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's a great rapper. And he's got that southern drawl that I love rappers with that southern drawl. Like, he's more southern than Juicy J is, for God's sake. So, waiting your chance to be like, you motherfucker. But
I mean, I'm not arguing, but at the same time, it's like, you motherfucker.
But Shanna, as our guest, and before I get roasted by Chancy, what did you think of Boondocks?
Well, when I first hit play on this, I was like, what is this? What am I listening to? I was like, what? I really enjoyed it. I put it on my like list. The whole thing was just fun. It was really, really fun. Like, I might have listened to it twice, maybe even 3 times.
Color me surprised, but
I know, right?
well, I mean, see, this CD is like a soundtrack to a horror movie almost. Like, so if you like horror movies, I can see anybody who likes horror movies like being able to enjoy this CD for the most part.
And there
I
was
mean,
some of it I was like, this sounds like the cartoon Beetlejuice theme. I could definitely pick up on the ICP influence on it. Like, I definitely, I was like, because when I didn't know that they were associated or anything. So when you just mentioned, because I was like, well, if it's a Jeremy pick, it's got to have some ICP connection to it somehow. And then,
not always.
Typically. And so then, then you said that and I'm like, ow. And then I was listening. I saw that there was a track on there that featured ICP. So I was like, oh, wonders never cease.
Yeah, I mean, well, if I'm going country, I'm going to the deep south. But
Yeah. But no,
Chancy,
it was fun all around. Just it was fun. I had a good time.
What about you, Chancy?
Well, out of the two that you had me listen to for this episode, I gotta say this one's definitely better than the other one.
Oh no, fuck! Caught me surprised again.
That's like you saying my album was better than the guest's album, though. So I mean, it was. I mean, it wasn't bad. I pulled 6 songs off of the thing I could put on a list. It's not terrible.
Mm.
It's not an album that I would be like, oh my god, you have to listen to this. But
see, it's not. That's the point. It was his first album, and if I wanted to bring it, I didn't want to bring his best album. I wanted to bring the album he started with because it was also one of the most tame albums he did. So I wanted to bring the tamest album because I didn't know how our guest would take it.
Valid. That's understandable. Yeah, I didn't take that into
I thought you just
consideration.
said phallic, and I'm like, what?
But I mean, like,
Oh, I'm fucking dumb.
I mean, Chancy, wait till I bring his album eventually that has Let's Be Honest on it. Oof. And that's
Okay.
L-E-Z. That's L-E-Z, be honest. But
yeah, dude, I get the reference.
Well, yeah. I'm happy everybody enjoyed Boondocks because I didn't think he was for everybody really. And I even said to myself yesterday,
Oh, it's not for sure. It's not.
Oh, it absolutely is not for everybody. Absolutely not. We
If
just
anybody
happened to
else
find
besides
it.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody else had suggested this to me besides you, I would have been like, go fuck yourself.
And honestly, when I think of the South, I think of Boondocks. So it's just the way it goes for me because it reminds me of cornfields and
cornhole
and various things happening in the cornfields, such as cornhole.
Cornhole.
So for this CD, I actually had 3 honorable mentions because.
But I'm big on goddamn big on boom. Big old fucking 3 honorable mention. Goddamn, man. Get on with it.
Go on. Get on with it. Piddly closes in 37 minutes.
Damn it, Boomhauer.
We got to go get that mayonnaise for the potato salad.
But yeah, first honorable mention was Out Here, because to me that song just is Southern lifestyle, like out here where like there's nothing and like you're gonna see shit you don't want to see because there's nothing out here. The people who live here are outcasts. But next one was It Ain't a Thing because it's kind of like catchy. It kind of reminds me of like a more country, like ghetto country Elvis in a way. But
Ghetto
I
country
mean,
Elvis.
I think that's a bit of a fucking reach, bro. I mean, I'm not trying to.
Put that on a t-shirt and sell it.
Yeah, right.
It would sell.
Redneck
It's
country
fucking
Elvis.
Ghetto country Elvis.
Yeah, ghetto country Elvis. That's right.
That's what Chancy should be for Halloween.
Put a fucking just like have Elvis sitting on a curb with like a grill and some killer rings, fucking throwing them out.
And some
my other
ninja stars.
My other one
Oh,
is
dude.
Rollin', because Rollin' is just it's just a fun song. Like that's basically it's just a fun song. Number 5 was Diggin', because I love the beat in that one. The flow in it is freaking amazing. Number 4 is Red Mist, because I believe Ex Murder Boys is on that song, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a really good song, and it's typical horrorcore rap, but Southern style. Number 3 is Pray with Snakes, and this isn't even my favorite version of Pray with Snakes. He did a remix on one of DJ Clay's mixtapes. He did a remix of this song, and actually it's on his next EP as well after the CD, and it's a lot more like metal sounding, and it's even better, but like there's guitar in it and whatnot. But this version of Pray with Snakes is pretty good too, and I like the fact that it's actually a true thing. Like there are people that pray with snakes. Like you can see the videos all over YouTube and shit. Like it's insane that these people
the Episcopalians.
Yeah, I mean it's stupid that they think they can just get bitten by snakes and God's gonna heal me from the snake's venom right away.
It's called anti-venom, you fucking fuck.
What?
It's called the anti-venom, you fucking fucks.
Do you think they keep that shit around? No, they don't need it.
Besides, that's not how it is. Your faith is supposed to be so strong that God will not allow them to bite you.
But what if you don't believe in God?
Well, I mean,
I learned that watching Cape Fear. Robert De Niro taught me that when he was holding that fucking flare. It's like, God damn, dude, just let go of the flare. Like, please, I'll listen to whatever the fuck you gotta say. Just drop the fucking flare, man.
I love Bobby D.
But yeah, I mean, and plus the fact that like, and then when they're like, I don't know if they said in this version. I don't remember honestly, but in the other version, they had this line where they say it a bunch of times where it's like, they talk about an old man going in the woods to gather snakes for church, and like it's just kind of like a beginning of a horror movie almost.
I will put $5 in the goddamn offering bowl if you keep the snakes outside.
Seriously. But number 2 is Lady and the Jaguar, because that's actually the first Boondox song I ever heard, because it was on a ICP compilation CD called Featuring Freshness. And one of the 2 CDs was all like their artists and songs they were on theirs. And that's the first time I ever heard Boondox was Lady and the Jaguar. And it's classic ICP almost, but with like Boondox's southern twist to it. And I love ICP's verses in it as well. I mean, it's just a funny song. And of course, number 1 is The Harvest, because I love the idea of Boondox's whole like scarecrow, like kind of like Jeepers Creepers mythology behind his character. And The Harvest is the perfect song for that. And the whole a tasket, the scarecrow's out of his casket, like that freaking shit is like creepy as shit if you listen to it when you're drunk enough. And if you're driving down like, because when I first found out about Boondox, I used to live by cornfields in New York. So driving by the cornfields at night listening to this shit is like creepy as fuck.
So basically any street in Chancy's area.
Well, yeah, but
it's fine. That's why I'm shaking my head. It's like we would drive around listening to this, just going, "Well, I guess we're fucking dead then." I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Chase the car, I dare ya.
Fucking he who walks behind the rows best stay out inside the lines, otherwise we're gonna hit his ass.
So
that guy daggone he who walks behind the rows, goddamn clip bum up.
Shana, what were your top 5 for Boondox?
This was the other one, like I was mentioning, that I really had a good time listening to. It was a fun experience. I was working while I was listening to it because I was trying to cram all of these in. So, I didn't this was just one that I could just put on play in the background and then, wait till something caught my ear and then be like, okay, it's time to perk up and listen. So my number 5 was Out Here. Number 4 was Lady in the Jaguar or Jaguar. 3 was 7.
Yes.
2, It Ain't a Thing. And 1, Sippin' On Down.
Oh, I do love Sipping On Down. That's a fun fucking song when you're drinking. Like,
Yeah.
and especially at the end when they get to the true like hillbilly talk, it's like hilarious. But
yeah, the whole thing was, I had.
You okay there, Shana?
Yeah, it was just my alarm to take my meds.
Oh.
I was like, did she just go outside? What the fuck just
No.
happened?
It's my alarm to take my night meds. You have to keep yourself on a schedule.
Yep, you do.
Schedule.
But yeah,
Your
Sipping On
pretentious
Down.
prick schedule.
Sipping On Down's classic. And Chancy, what were your top 5 for old Boondoxy?
So I had an honorable mention, and that was Digging. Number 5 for me was Lady in a Jag. Number 4 was Rolling. Number 3 was Like a Fire. Number 2 was Pray with Snakes. And then number 1 was the fucking intro, obviously.
I knew it.
I'm just playing. It was 7. I'd be lying. It's both. I got the intro and 7 on the same fucking line.
Well, I love 7 because the whole idea of like the 7th son of the 7th son, like it's like Boondox goes biblical.
And the 7th son fathered one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Boondox goes biblicals in a lot of his CDs. Like he even did a CD later on, like in the early 20-teens, called Abaddon. It's actually it's one of his best CDs. I fucking love that CD. It'll be on here eventually, and I got introduced Chancy to Underground Avengers, but you'll like them. They have a very whole theme for the first album. But
I call the Underground Avengers the Ninja Turtles.
Ha!
Yeah. Well.
What's the next one, G? How?
Well, the next after this, I believe we are going to go to Chancy's other CD he brought.
And I would be remiss to say I'm a little pissed off that I only got to pick one album.
Did you want to have to listen to a 6 CD? Because originally there was going to be
it would have been one of my favorites, and I wouldn't have had to have listened to it again. But instead, you fucking fucks made me listen to 2 each.
Hey, don't you fucking fucks me? Don't you let me in with this white fucking devil? I fucking was just along for the goddamn ride. All I got told was, "Hey, we're doing a fucking show, and there's gonna be 5 albums." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "We're taking the 2 we already had, and Shannon's bringing an album." And I was like, all right, white man, whatever the fuck you say.
Motherfucker, you're whiter than me. But
you know how long it took me to lose this tan? 10 years.
I've never been able to tan. Like, look at my picture. Look how pasty I am. I am opaque.
But no, and originally, if we had another person agree, it was going to be 6 albums with 4 people. But that just didn't happen, so. Because she was smart enough to say, I don't have time to listen to 5 albums in one day. But, and actually.
Well, I was dumb enough to think the recording was tomorrow, so. So I was like, sure, I can listen to 4 albums in 2 days, and then Chancy corrects me. He's like, you're fucking dumb. Like,
you're totally fucked.
But, yeah, so. Chancy, what was your album you brought?
I brought fucking Faith No More's fucking album of the year. because it should have been the album of the year that year. That's not really true, but it's a great fucking album anyway. It's got my favorite Faith No More song on it. That's one of the biggest reasons why I picked it. It's one of those unexpected songs that just kind of grabs you and just, goddamn, what the fuck is that? And then you just go for the whole ride.
Well,
Yeah.
Shanna, what did you think of Faith No More? Did you have the faith in it?
It wasn't one that I would typically have like picked up and listened to on my own. I've heard of the band, but I wouldn't have been able to like name any of their songs, or like if I heard one, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's Faith No More. I like, no, couldn't do that. But
I know for a fact that you have heard a song so many times on the radio.
Oh, I'm sure. And I think I was like, oh, I know that song by that band. And then it wasn't on this. And I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
You took one away from me. The one I knew. So, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but it wasn't like the worst thing I've ever shoved in my ear holes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I know one of their songs too. I just can't think of it.
You have
it's called Epic. Yeah. You want it all, but you can't have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is them. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, dude. And the lead singer, Mike fucking Patton, is probably one of the greatest living singers we have so far. Dude. He's so fucking amazing.
I mean, I'll put it this way.
Better than Gavin Rossdale? Are you serious?
Yeah, like totally better than Gavin Rossdale.
Oh my god.
He's like 10 Gavins.
Well, put it this way, Chancy. I bought one of those Monsters of Rock dual CD collections back in the early 2000s. And guess what song was on the second CD?
What are you
Probably Epic.
You're going to tell us?
Epic.
It was either Epic or fucking We Care a Lot. One of the two, because that's another one about like We Care a Lot.
But we don't give a shit.
I mean, it was epic, and it was weird because it was almost like a rap / rock song combined. Like, and it was on like a classic rock CD, like combo CD. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
fun fact: that same Mike Patton, the leader of that fucking Faith No More, lead singer of Faith No More, is also the lead singer of Mr. Bungle.
Oh God. Okay.
Bungle is one of my favorite words.
Oh, dude, that's one of the greatest bands ever. Like, they fucking inspired Dog Fashion Disco and so many other bands. Like, they're one of the... It's kind of like a tie race as far as whether Chuck Schuldiner of Death or Mike Patton of fucking Mr. Bungle created death metal vocals. Like, they kind of had something come out at the same year at the same time. And it's fucking... just fucking epic!
Well, all I can say is I like Faith No More a lot more than I like Mr. Bungle, but I enjoyed the CD on my way to work this morning after I finished off my CD. But I enjoyed the CD and the rest of the way to work, and then I finished it on my half-hour lunch break in my car before I go back in the office and clock in and eat lunch while working. But
it's good to know I'm not the only one that does that.
Because if I could eat at my fucking desk, I'm gonna eat my fucking desk. Like, I'm not gonna eat in my car, like sit in the cafeteria.
I work from home, so I will eat my lunch before I clock out, and then I'll snuggle with my dog on my 30 minutes.
I mean, when I work from home, I would just eat whatever the fuck I wanted to eat. Didn't give a fuck. But yeah, I mean, this CD was actually not bad, and I did enjoy it. It was a little bit better after I smoked some banana cream pre-roll today on my lunch break. But
I ate a fruit roll up with ice cream in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You.
That's good.
Oh, maybe with rainbow sherbet in it. I don't know. I can picture that. But yeah, I mean, I actually enjoyed this. The first couple songs in this CD, I was just like, ugh, what the fuck is this? And then I'm like, this is just another 90s rock band that sounds similar to all the rest. And then like it got down a couple and I was like, loving the song titles, liking the songs too. Holy shit. Like, so I enjoyed it, Chancy. I enjoyed it. You've brought worse. And the notorious man who was supposed to be on this show tonight probably would have loved it too, I'm sure. But what were your top 5 there, Chance a lot?
Number 5 was Mouth to Mouth. Number 4 was Naked in Front of the Computer. Number 3 was Collision. Number 2 was Strip Search. And number 1 was Last Cup of Sorrow.
We had a lot in common.
We had a couple in common, but we only had one number in actual common. But what about you there, Shana? What were your top 5 for Faith No More?
Number 5, I had Collision.
Ooh.
Number 4, I had Last Cup of Sorrow.
3,
I had She Loves Me Not.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
2, Ashes to Ashes.
Ooh.
And then 1, Strip Search.
Yeah, Strip Search is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
There's a couple songs of mine that I'm surprised no one else had in theirs, and I'm amazed at that. But I am honestly amazed. And, well, I guess I had 2 honorable mentions, actually. But here are my list for Faith +1. I mean, Faith No More. But my honorable mentions were, of course, Naked in Front of the Computer and Strip Search. Because the titles alone, and I had to put them in my intro for Chancy. But because he's naked in my cellar. But number 5 was Mouth to Mouth, because that was actually a good song. Number 4 was Helpless, which I'm surprised no one else picked that song, because that song's fucking incredible. Like in the beginning of the song, even I was just like, yeah, this song's okay. And then like it got to the middle and the end, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god.
Dude, Mike Patton just has that fucking voice where you think you're going one direction, and he just goes completely off somewhere else, and you're like, I'm fucking here for it.
His wife must love his tongue skills.
And like you start off with it, and then like you can kind of zone out a little bit and do something else, and then you're like, wait, is this a different song?
Nope. Sure ain't.
It just has that much range to it, and it's neat to kind of, each song is like its own personal little adventure.
So number 3 was Last Cup of Sorrow, because that was a damn good song as well.
It's fun to play on the guitar.
I'm sure.
Chancy's recruiting me to be on the tummy drums. Or the booty flute. Take your pick.
I mean, I was an actual drummer, so I can play the drums somewhat still. Okay. But
you can be the drummer, and I will play the booty flute.
Well, they did build that into your Inspector Gadget like booty hole, right? When they reconstructed it.
I ate a lot of cabbage.
A lot of cabbage.
And number 2 was Ashes to Ashes, because that was a damn glorious song. And then my number 1 song, nobody else fucking picked, and I'm amazed. Because it was like the most amazing fucking song I've heard in a long time, and that I haven't heard before. And it was Past the Glory.
Yeah, that is a good one. I'll give you that.
It's long, but it was fucking amazing. Like it almost like that's like a Valhalla war song, like Past the Glory. But I enjoyed the shit out of it, honestly. But that was my top 5 for Chance CD. Faith No More definitely is good. I mean, I honestly forgot about Epic T. mentioned it, and I was like,
especially since they've been around, especially since the band's been around since the fucking 70s.
Well, yeah, I mean, because to be on that freaking mix I had, all the bands in that were in the 70s and early. Well, some of them were in the early 90s, I guess. But I'm pretty sure Mr. Big's "To Be With You" was on it, and that's like a 91 or 92 song. But
just to get the chance to be with you.
You know how many girls in high school I would send that song to on AIM and like be like, this is our song. Like it works. It works sometimes.
Dudes like you are the reason I have trust issues.
Now you sound like my wife, but.
All right, now tell me what your fucking CD is.
Yeah, well, I trust me, that song actually got me laid a couple times, but I actually would sing it to girls too if I was drunk enough. But even though I look nothing like a country guy. But time to go to the last CD of the evening. You might say we saved the best for last, and you wouldn't be wrong. But
no.
But the last CD of the night. The last CD of the night.
I don't think that's true, dude. This one kind of sucked.
It sucked real bad.
Rob, if you hear this part, this is why they both need to be on the show together on the network. Just saying. But
this is fucking bullshit.
Well, the last CD
didn't score. It didn't score.
Oh, I agree. This CD is about scoring a lot, but
it's all about non-consensual scoring. Fucking score, but it's not cool. Not cool. That's right.
Listen, Mister, I'm fucking in love with Chloroform Girl, but yeah, shut you up, didn't I? But this CD I tried to bring.
She consented. She consented to smelling the napkin. All right.
This CD I brought forth for this episode. I brought forth because I was looking for an album that would go with the CD our guest at the time brought forth, and this was the best I had, I think, for him. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they are British, but I could be wrong about that too. I don't fucking know. But I decided to bring Lordi's, which I brought Lordi before. Actually, on the first episode Shannon was on, I brought Lordi.
I know, you re-traumatized me.
Not on purpose, because it wasn't technically for you originally. But I brought Lordi's Sexorcism.
The demon has a name. The prophecies proclaim. She'll bring strife to us. There's no way to win this. We must fight her out, lock her in. She'll tempt us all into sin. She is possessed by poltergeist. Must hide her and find her. Temper the bad inside her.
Because it's one of the last CDs they did that I loved. And I mean, I love all their stuff, but like it's one of the ones I really loved, and it touches on like all my favorite topics in the world, which are sex topics. So Sexorcism is an amazing CD, at least like the first half and part of the second half. But it's an amazing CD overall. And
So like 3/4 of it.
yeah. But I love Sexorcism. When it came out, I was fucking in love with it, and the video for my number one song was fucking incredible. But we'll get to that in a minute. Shanna, as a guest, what did you think of the Sexorcism?
I made a promise to myself that I would skip a song every time I heard a reference to sexual assault, and I had to skip a lot of songs. So I struggled to find a top 5. This was not a pleasant experience for me. Like, this is not a song. This is not a CD I would play for grams at all.
It's not supposed to be.
No.
I mean, unless you got one of those cool ass biker grandmas, and fuck yeah. But
My mom was a biker chick. She dated greasers, but I don't. And she used to tell my boyfriends that she was my dad in drag and stuff. But like, I don't even think she would have liked this. And she used to watch Love After Lockup and and Bad Girls Club, and my 70-year-old mom with her oxygen tank and her nightie watching Bad Girls Club. It was pretty great, and this probably wouldn't have been up her alley.
I don't know about that. But I mean, Chancy, what did you think of it? Because you can't hate because you listen to a lot of the same shit.
Oh, I assure you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was one of those things where I was just like, what the? Like, I would just hit next. And I'd be like, what in the fuck? What in the fuck? Are you fuck? Did I? Did I fast forward to the song, or did I just get to the next song? It's a whole other song. They're talking about the same thing. They just did that to that poor lady.
It's
What's
just a different
happening here?
victimology.
But there is
It's a
one.
different MO.
There was one specific song that was like, oh, this is going straight to the fucking top. But yeah, no. Can you? Can you guess? You want to take a guess at it right now?
Well, wait till we get to your turn for top 5, and I'll guess we get to 1.
All right.
But, well, see, Chancy, you've heard, was it now, 1 or 2 Lordi CDs? I can't remember how many I brought on the show.
Well,
I think
this
It's
is
at least
number
2.
2.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that this is only the second one I brought on, though. Not the third.
Yeah. I was just saying, I'm pretty sure this is 2. Yeah.
All right, because there's still a lot. There's a lot more Lordi to bring, but this one, I mean, this CD is just it is a sex heavy CD, and I do love that. But it's just they have themes. They're a very theme band like Gore, and they pick reasons to do songs, and I like their wordplay.
Okay. Hold on. When you go in and throwing Guar in there, like they had themes too, like political themes. When I first saw them in concert was back in 2008, where it was Hillary Clinton, fucking Barack Obama, and fucking John McCain, right? They fucking cut Hillary's tits off. They fucking ripped fucking Obama's jaw off, and they decapitated John McCain. Like they unilaterally fucking killed everybody. But like, we can't be comparing those. Those are apples and oranges. They're thematic, but it's like just rampant sex. Well, okay, never mind. The cod piece is a whole other story. But it's not the focal point. It's just the side of show.
Chancy loves the cod piece that Odorous Ungress would wear, but he's had many fond memories with it. But I had 2 honorable mentions only for this CD, and they are, of course, Sexorcism, because that opening song is amazing. And the other one is Your Tongue's Got the Cat, because I like the wordplay of that one, and the keyboard guitar combo, and it reminds me of like a Styx song. So, and it actually was kind of like a foreshadowing thing, because now all Lordi did was like a 6 CD. The last thing Lordi did was like a 6 CD collection of all like songs that are supposed to be like 70s and 80s and 90s songs, and this sounds like a lot like they're like 70s like songs. So it's like kind of a foreshadowing thing, and I like the wordplay. Your tongue's got the cat. You know, it's a good metaphor for eating some box. But number 5. Don't make me come to Iowa. But number 5 was Hot and Sataned, because that's catchy as shit. It's like she's back from the dead, hot and Sataned. Like I love that shit. Like plus the guitar in that song's fucking. The guitar in all their songs is pretty damn incredible. But and their voices are so melodic when they sing this type of stuff. It's just like, how can you not love it? Number 4 was Romeo 8 Juliet, because I mean, first time I heard it, I didn't know if they were going for like a zombie thing or if they were going for like another oral sex reference. But apparently it was both, kind of. But I love Shakespeare, so I love the play on the Shakespeare version of it. Like Romeo 8
If someone
Juliet.
is going to Chowtown on me and then they take a bite, I'm gonna be pissed.
Some girls like it, Shanna. Some girls like it. But number 3 was Poltergeist, because I love the whole Poltergeist references in it, and I love the lines like bind her, tie her, because I've had a lot of girls that were into that shit in my life. So, like I can relate to that song. And number 2 is The Beast Is Yet to Come, because that song I fucking love. Like I've straight up said that line to women before too, like during moments of intimacy where it's like, the beast is yet to come.
I could have gone my life without hearing that.
Like I've actually put that on. Like I play. Like my wife will tell me to put on music for like, because she always wants to put on music while we're doing shit. I'm like, let me put on my music, and like I put on this song like on repeat. Like, yeah,
Nothing
fuck
says
with it.
"Do Me Baby" like a song about sexual assault.
No, the beast is yet to come. I don't think it's about sexual assault. Technically, it's about just the fact that the beast hasn't come yet, so you better beware. But number one, of course, is kind of about assault, and the video for it is it was a single for the CD, and the video for it was fucking incredible. And number one is "Naked in My Cellar," because the chorus is just so catchy as well. And I mean, it's basically a version of Chloroform Girl in my mind.
In a manner of speaking, I suppose.
And when I heard Chloroform Girl for the first time, this is the song I thought of. And
Terrifying.
plus, you should see the chick in the video, Chancy. I mean, sorry, Casey. Like, fuck. I'm sure Casey would be down for roleplay if you watch the video. But Shana, as the guest, what were your top 5?
So this was like, I've already kind of made my opinion on the album known, but this is one of those ones I had to force myself to hit shuffle, so I didn't just write down the first 5 songs as my 5 and be done with it. So my number 5 was Hot and Satan. 4, Hell Has Room.
I love Hell Has Room. I do.
3, Rimskin Assassin.
See, I knew you were gonna pick that for one of your songs because your whole like ass thing.
2 was Poltergeist. And then 1 was Romeo 8 Juliet.
So you literally put as your number 2 a song about assault.
I had to pick the least of all the evils.
The whole second half of the CD wasn't about assault.
I didn't get that far, I'll be honest. I skipped a lot.
Well, you got to Rimskin Assassin and Hell Has Room. That's the end of the CD, basically.
Yeah, I skipped a lot.
Oh, you should go back and visit some of them. I mean, I can't look at music and be like, this song's about rape, unless it's actually Dark Half's rape. But even then, it's a fun take on it, like Chloroform Girl. But Chancy.
I'd say this is pretty obvious.
I don't know. I think Chloroform Girl's more about kidnapping than it is about rape. But I'm just gonna go out there and say that.
Dude, if you're
Girl's about the abduction.
If you're, wait, it's only logical sense what's coming next. I've heard enough true crime podcasts to know what's coming next.
You can chloroform someone with the intent to murder. It doesn't have to be, P and the V.
P and the V. What the hell? Part of a girl has a Z in it, but
V
is in Victor.
I heard P and the Z. I'm like, there's some new hole I don't know about, but I mean,
it's what I call my urethra.
And is it really? Is it really better to kidnap and murder somebody than to kidnap and just have your way with them and let them go?
Well, see, the thing is, like, I don't necessarily. I mean, I think he was just planning on keeping them.
Like trophies.
Well, yeah, but that's that. Then you know what's coming next logically. Whether it be necrophiliac or still beating.
What if you just wanted a friend?
Yeah, and Chancy wants to put the tip in the eye socket and see how it feels.
Change their own.
With consent.
I'm not here to yuck on anybody's yum.
But, Chancy, what were your top 5 for Lordi?
Number 5 was Romeo and Juliet, or Romeo 8 Juliet, I should say. Your Tongue's Got Your Cat. Hell Has... Yeah, whatever. That one too. Number 3 is Hell Has Room. Number 2 was Slash and Model Girls.
I like that one.
I thought it was catchy. And number 1, did you want to take your guess?
It's SCG, where the fuck one was in the CD?
The Documented Phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
the sporadic circle gathering. I think it was 6 or 7. Because they do.
Yeah, it's like the shortest song.
It's a skit kind of. I mean, they do it on
Yeah.
every CD they do.
Yeah,
I mean,
I heard that son of a bitch. I was like, oh, that's going straight to the top.
See, I thought you would. I thought you would love Naked in My Cellar because it's kind of like a heavier rock version of Chloroform Girl.
Yeah, I don't know. But I must have just been feeling it.
Because she wasn't naked in your cellar. You gotta get a
You
cage
have
and
the chloroform.
you gotta get a cage and get Casey down there, and you'll see how it feels. But
Good luck with that. I'm pretty sure she could take Chancy.
I mean, she tries to take his butthole all the time. She's had no success yet, at least that we know of. But I mean,
because I'm pretty sure that she can run faster mad than you can scared.
I doubt that. I highly doubt that, especially if I'm scared. Fuck that, I'm gone. Nah.
I mean, it's not like my wife, where my wife's like a midget. So like, if she gets mad and she tries to come at me, I can stand there and laugh. But
no, Casey's she's got those little hands. They're like tiny fucking stones. I ain't letting her get close enough to catch a swing. Fuck that. I ain't
was
dumb.
not built for distance. I am good for like a 3-foot sprint.
Well, we did, listeners. We brought you 5 CDs in just over an hour. Woohoo! Yep. That's something right there. Out here, you know. But Shana, we thank you for coming on. It's been a fun episode, and
it has.
We're always glad to have return guests come back now. And where can they find you?
Well, you can find me as a frequent guest on a multitude of podcast shows. Also, you can find me every Tuesday morning on Crime Rewind, where we provide you with an interesting new take on an old crime that's gone either cold, or it's old, or it's been forgotten. And you can listen to that anywhere except Apple, where you get your podcast fix.
Talk to me about that. We might be able to fix that part. But
that would be fantastic, because the person that was supposed to be fixing it or making that happen is not.
Well, Chancy, where can they find you besides Naked in My Cellar?
Well, they can find me in the Book of Faces under my name. Right there. That one right there.
The French fried taters.
I like them French fried taters and mustard. On Instagram and fucking TikTok, it's the Red Eye Roundtable. On Twitter, it's fucking Red Eye Table, because Elon just won't let you put your whole ass thing in there, motherfucking. Just a tip with Elon. On the Antisocial Network, and YouTube, and here, and fucking basically anywhere that I can get in. I'm like that guy that sneaks into the concert without paying.
Yeah, that's right. Chancy is right. We are part of Antisocial Network, gladly. And yeah, that's right. Chancy gets in everywhere, even where he's not wanted, just like that guy that creeps in the parties and takes up people's drugs. But you could, of course, find both of us on Facebook as Paranormal Normal / Maniacal Music Musings podcast with an S Facebook group. Name change coming soon. You can find us on Twitter and the Gram as @JuggaloBastard, and you can find us on TikTok as @JuggaloBastard Podcast. Name change coming soon. And you can find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings, where this is streaming right now because I finally figured it out. But thank you, everybody, for watching, and thank you, everybody, for listening. Remember, like and subscribe so you can get more of us. Subscription service coming soon. Other than that, see you guys in a week. Say bye, Chancy.
Bye, Chancy.